Hello, everybody. Back. Testing, testing, testing. Working. Okay, so hello, everybody. We're back with Honkai Star Rail, and we played in a new Star World event. What it is? Reishi, guys.
The conductor doesn't allow me to serve you fermented beverages. At least, they shouldn't be made aware of it.
It's can't hear me go. Oh, passenger is here. Just looking for you. What are you people up to? Maintain a necessary sense of ceremony. Want to bring everyone to enjoy some coffee, tea, and pastry, but was unanimously rejected. Going to the databank, past nameless members would throw a trailblaze celebration after each stop. Sometimes it's a tea party, sometimes it's a race, and sometimes a nightly joust. Number of passengers eventually waned, so its traditions fade out. Hey, a Friday's gift from the IPC just dropped off a package. I had a box labeled to Galactic Baseballer. I'm assuming it was meant for you. Looks pretty neat. Fans could be quite enthusiastic, waiting for me to open it. It's pretty neat. Yeah, it has this really sleek tech vibe, and here's what it's for. Either way, since the actual receiver is here, let's open it up. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, nice video's working. Looks like an international piece. President really knows her stuff. Have we given them a thumbs up? Read his name was Trailblazer, a recruited member of the Astral Express. This is Dansky, calling from the distant world Paradox. Paradox, where is that? Imperative Paradox. It was a plan that followed the beauty before signing a contract with your Astral Peace Entertainment. Turning into the cultural industry based on the IPC. That's right, my family years be the most popular artistic aristocracy of the Paradox. New theater works under our belt. Oh, everyone watch the IPC Colossal Detective will belong to Meteor Thief, so family gradually declined. So we're famous now. Absolutely. Every world connected to several world knows about the Astral Express, and everyone knows about the Nameless. What do you need from us? I developed the Astral Express theme game. In other words, my little homage for the Astral Express. Try it out, please. I always love following your stories. Game's demo package is in this device. The cutting-edge brainwave tech for full virtual immersion. Sport-wise is the best you can get. Also, I made all initial characters Express crew members. That does add a dramatic value just in time for Trailblaze celebration. Hehe, why not make it a featured game in the ceremony? Marge said she'll be here soon, but why don't we start with you? Okay, game on. Game on. Instructions. It's a Trailblaze theme management simulation game. Branch of Star World Expedition Manager. He has a unique boost on all other cost modes. You can invite familiar characters as assistants to run the expedition together. Rules get rich, raise the venue level, and make the expedition more lively. Into the game. Now manage it. Our soft opening. Starting up a boo. On Carnage. He assigned assistants to run the boo. Daniel. Here you go. Assign an assistant. Is. Mission. Let's go to the gold. Like this. Gold. Rewards. On the second booth. Dr. Edward's Dream Bubble Shop. Find an assistant. Go. Souvenir, commercial, and fun. Work. Joke's really not that funny. Finish. Let these go up. There we go. When if you could lend a hand. Got up again. Clean this a little bit. Oh. Yeah, how these coins can go. I hear game. Funny. coins. For up. Level up as can. And damn. $52. To give it a try too. We're going up. Okay. That one. Roll these up. Passes. The gain value. There. Okay. Give it a try too. Button. Click on it. Okay. Level up. Okay. Think. Bubble. behind it. The goal is to get rid of up. He is like 33 coins a second. Uh, Thank you for the raid, Oliver Dreams. Just playing the hello everybody. We're just playing the Honkai Star Rail new event came out. So basically the goal here is get rich and level up your venue. It's time to level up his. Level up hers. Level it up. Or gain like we're at 362. We're still gaining money basically every second over here. Needs to be leveled up a little more. The more money you get, the more spots you can unlock, and the more characters you get. The more your boosts. Right now we have Dan Hang, Himiko running your booth. 6K. Pull hers up. We'll be playing some more of the story later. I'll play a little bit of this. Happy to answer any questions you may have, he says. Gain some levels. Oops. It is. Just to let this run a little bit. Case. Pull his up. This artist. Out. Okay. $5K, I think. Okay. There's a pull his up. To the right a bit. Wait till he gets okay. Alright, collect both of them. Up now. Full 20 now. Instantly 1K. And wait till it's like 4K. 520. It's still in 1K. See how high this goes. Let money come in. $5K, she's 4K. Raise their level. $54. Okay. Okay. Uh, you're gathering, waiting. So it's just story. And time. Go back to me. Sunday.
You can tell me anything that's bothering you.
The parlor car seat was there. Yes, it is. Anyway. Back to Warriors.
All remains as it did yesterday.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs. And it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet, in my view, there
Over
are only
there.
right and
Wrong
wrong
way.
perspectives, neither of which can coexist with the other.
What radical thinking. I guess this is why the children of humanity always squabble with each other.
Oh.
How boring.
You seem to be avoiding that Goldweaver person. Why don't you address her face to face?
I have nothing to talk about.
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the Demigod Council.
Lord Anaxagoras, oh, I've heard so much about you. Head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor of the Grove calamity. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please be so kind as to enlighten me.
Since Lady Kindness is already well
I'll
acquainted,
be right back.
I won't waste any effort introducing myself again. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guest with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a cozy bed. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait in the shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of avarice and blood.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages. Your bravery is more than adequate to accomplish our perilous endeavor.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not hesitate to display the rights and mettle the citizens of Akama are so entitled to.
Yeah, I'm back.
As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners.
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters and dissenters, just like how there are two types of people in this world: geniuses and dimwits.
Um, will diff. Right back. I'm back. Had to rebuild. Sorry about that. To
Welcome back to the hub of the demigod counts. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet there have also been innumerable blasphemous philosophers who set themselves up for failure because they refused to defend their actions. This tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, this site shall also become the most important, as well as the final turning point in Akama's history. May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Erechrysia, a golden age with no death, strife, or trickery.
Oh my, 15 days and nights. That aligns perfectly with the date of your demise. Could such a coincidence truly exist?
Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you have, as expected of the hero who dared to stand up to the Gold Weaver.
As expected, she misunderstands you.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of the Council of Elders. Don't test my patience with such superfluous formalities.
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive even when being pursued by the Golden Thread?
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner support from the masses at the Citizens' Assembly.
Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not asserting that she will definitely act in a rational manner.
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaia covets the core flame that I possess. which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me as much as possible. Naturally, this includes the guards as well. You're well aware how valuable Cersei's core flame will be in the era Chrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never shortchanges its allies. Since we're both intent on mutual cooperation, let's not mince words and just speak plainly to each other. Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers, with our words and wisdom.
Okay, let's begin then. Begin.
Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy, Aglaya. She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages of time and the ablation of the core flame. A formidable opponent indeed. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible boundary. Moreover, she still needs you alive so that the Titan's trial can be completed. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over our eyes and aid her in her savagery?
He is prepared to execute. Just needs vassals who do our bidding without
If
question.
Aglaya required a suitably intelligent Chrysos heir, then I'm the best fit for her needs. However, it's quite evident that she has no need for a Chrysos heir who could break free of her control at any time. Since I believe in neither Titans nor the prophecy, there's no way that I would willingly walk on the path that she extols. Given how rigorously she enforces her principles, how would she ever accept a heretic such as me?
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is willing to defend your right to live, just as we defend every oppressed citizen. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward, as well as everything that we hold dear, will be destroyed completely. The city will be burned to ashes, and the citizens' blood will be shed. Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens so that they can vanquish the enemies of our fine city?
Garnering my support to the equivalent Garnering my support is equivalent to garnering the support of the entire grove. We'll be the one who share Aglia's self-righteous
Aglaya's authoritarianism,
bias.
conceit, and arrogance have granted her unfettered control for the most part. Yet these traits are also her greatest weakness. If I can render her helpless by forcing her to experience the agonizing pain of betrayal, I am certain she will never recover from such a setback.
Surely you don't believe that such a tiny betrayal will be enough to push her to her wit's end.
What's more, there are many who remain silent, merely watching to see how much chaos I can unleash. Not to mention, You know full well that the Chrysos heirs have never been a united front.
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere and valuable thoughts. At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has always been renowned for its fairness, and that fairness is built on a foundation of sincerity. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akaba that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to such earnestness and will not betray Akama's indomitable citizens when the opportunity presents itself? Just as you now betray Aglaya when it suits you.
Oh, sir, my loyalty. Oh, sir, my loyalty is unquestionable.
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Council of Elders is asking for proof of my loyalty is itself akin to a form of betrayal.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized manner. However, I am afraid that I must interrupt for a brief moment. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the Goldweaver, is currently on her way to Dawncloud.
Oh. Well, I do believe that we might have a slight overabundance of guests today.
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate the whims of the Chrysos heirs.
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this game than I. In any case, I'm glad that she's arriving here. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to demand that I hand you over, what should I do?
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of offending her. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest touch, but the Council will also lose possession of a valuable core flame. No, more like 2 core flames. After all, at the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also be standing on our side.
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. In my opinion, you should be more worried about the impending threat. If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that happens, the discussion that we've just had will turn into an utter joke instead. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Kindness?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. I'll overlook it this time, but don't count on there being a next time. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature of souls.
Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents.
We shall see, then.
Ah, I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again. But shouldn't you be going after more?
Dying to know what I'm after, hmm?
I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
Easy there. You'll learn the answers soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. It's as they say, onlookers see most clearly. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over everything.
The quietest.
This will strengthen our position.
An expected visitor. Welcome once again. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefali. I have no reason to refuse you, do I?
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless.
Very true.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against the Titan. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the World-Bearer.
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me join you both on this journey. Oh, a bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Go on ahead. Take this Yanis shortcut, and the long pilgrimage stairway will be waiting for you at its end.
I have to admit, I never expected you to not ask me anything. Not even my motive.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I have a feeling that your theory will be validated at the end of this journey. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're on the brink of death. You must be closer to Kefali than anyone else. Wouldn't you agree?
I hope things go as you say, then.
Putting a child of justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world, which is on the brink of destruction.
Teleporter. Acid.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's peak.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about time you recognize the magnificence of us Titans?
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples in the city. All they have are magnificent facades. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting useful clues from him.
I must be getting ahead of myself to be expecting to hear something nice from you.
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's high time you get used to how I feel about things. Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefali. No time to waste here.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphorius gets a new lease on life, you should focus on strengthening your body and stop shirking social interactions.
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? Are you going to carry me up if I were to fall now? I know how far I can go, so just hold your tongue and come along.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to gain control over your body.
Wait. Who is that? Hey, look at that.
Huh? What should I be looking at?
Am I hallucinating? Or do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying?
Let's go to mission target.
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Nias? I know I've heard this name somewhere.
Huh. It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Sarces. Do you know a certain Nias?
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such a strange name?
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you here.
No, I have no such memory. Could you be hallucinating?
This is a departed spirit?
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
Well, regrettably.
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Kaos. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Kaos. I'm guessing he's one of your companions?
Kaos? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, but the souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moments. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
I'm fine.
Up there.
If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very amusing.
See?
This could serve you well.
So,
Excuse me.
we meet again.
Can you keep going?
Of course. I'm just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphorius does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from them.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than exercise even a little. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those Helcalithist barbarians.
Calypso. She's one of the Seven Sages. A member of the Grove? No, she can't be. I would know her name if she really were one of the Seven Sages. Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell? Circe? Dagon? Doesn't
Fine.
matter. I can do this myself. Looks like I'm near...
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary Era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a...
We're here. Finally. So... I don't get to ask the Titan my question. But all of you make for a pleasant surprise, nonetheless. Very well then. Let me uncover the truth for myself.
Oh boy.
Did I
Oh boy.
still fail to make it in time? Huh? So, I'm back here again. This is... I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides. Behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Yes. And we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst-case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that so?
Yes. I have faith in him.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Cersei's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Cersei's question and reclaim my body. But no, I will not do that. That isn't important, because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been proved right this very instant. Fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea after all.
To Dan Hing.
What are you thinking about?
Just amazed how this towering tree is Cersei's divine body. It's just sight.
Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the Great Tree.
Merely something from the past I won't go into.
Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Cersei's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars. And their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky and ground. I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb to the top of this tree. Because I would be the closest I can be to the sky at that spot.
You're a sky priest, yet you stay at a place that is home to reason time. This is rather counterintuitive.
Don't read too much into it. I mean,
Why?
can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? They're a strict and draconian god. Nothing like Cersei's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others, but Sky only expects people to revere them. You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the Titan that imprisoned you and Grey here in Amphorius is none other than Aquila themselves.
Yes, an encounter provoking the ire of a local god.
But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here for. It's just... I never thought Grey would meet with something like that before we set off. As a physician, I should have been there by his side.
Bad luck tends to come in streaks, so don't beat yourself up over it. Besides, Aglaya needs you here to find what happened to the Grove. Let's just make the most out of this trip and keep a lookout for any documents related to death time. It could be useful to Trailblazer.
Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway.
What about you? Will you be alright on your own?
Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just fine.
Silence in here is near deafening. With the vast amount of knowledge it holds, the Akumi Gami is akin to a labyrinth of information. Even the cleverest of scholars will easily lose their way in here. I should gather my thoughts before heading in. Okay, so how to leave Emporius. In the midst, a Goliath the Titan who reigns over the domain of the sky is a colossal bird that overlooks the world beneath him with 100 eyes. It continues to soar above the clouds. The people at Emporius remain trapped on the ground. Since forebears were priests who worshipped Aglaia. He was more familiar with the taboos of the sky, kind than her. Now Aglaia has sent her here as a guide. It's possible she plans to have Hyacinth take on trial in the future. Mythology. Emporius, times are a common thought of discussion. People create myths that turn and conceive times. It's a task to keep injecting among the people at Emporius. Is there a way to step out of the situation? Look at it from a different perspective? Times and eons. Times and eons are two distinct classes of beings. Times can communicate with us humans, and it's not impossible for us to overpower them. The demise they even take over the divinity. In this regard, times can be said to be a lot more similar to humans than eons are. Chrysosaurs and demigods. Chrysosaurs are humans who possess heroic qualities. Most of them demonstrate extraordinary combat prowess and strength. On clearing a core flame trial, a Chrysosaur could even step into a god and turn the time's divinity. Wait, something about that feels off. Is this a selection process of some sort? Right back. I have returned. Continue. About the flame chase journey and the prophecy. Guided by the prophecy, heroes are on a quest to reclaim core flames and usher in Era Nova. Efforts seem gratifying results to date. As I expected, the prophecy is the hardest to make any sense of. Barely any information to go on, no matter how much I ruminate on it, won't yield any results. Should I leave this for another time? Let's think of something else. Probably turn my attention to something else. Okay, I'm polite. We could imagine that his life would be forfeited in the moment we land on Am Forest. We could have done more to keep him safe, but it's not too late. We still have a fighting chance. The rules that govern life and death on Am Forest might work in our favor and save him. Globe is a veritable library of knowledge. They'll have records on a similar case. Please let there be one. Yeah, enough musing. Clock is ticking. Should search for clues as I move. Play this damn thing. Mission target. There. Over there. Awesome. Acid. Jump. Nothing right. Black monsters are twisted and formed. Their life has turned to ash together with their souls. It's impossible to figure out their form when they're still alive. These are the remains of a black tide monster. It does look different from the Taikin up close. Underneath it, a scroll. I suspected the group doesn't forbid discussions about the sky. Between two scholars about the sky ships. I had also made mention of the ships when she interrogated us. And we rarely forget. Hold on to this for now. Luck, Turing will leave us empty-handed. Huh? That's Hyacinth. Why is she surrounded by so many monsters? Such faith I have in her. Probably a good idea to help her out here.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for.
Need a hand?
Or you could sit back and watch.
Thank you, Hyacinth. I can't tell if you're serious or not. It's hard to reason without its perks, I suppose.
I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please.
A battle.
Step aside. I have no interest in stoking conflict. The time is now. The truth of life and death revealed in this
Ultimate
is but a vision.
Favor Lune.
Now's my chance.
Ow. Their turn, and of course they do damage. Stop it. Of course he's gonna do that to us. Got rid of one of them. Can you stop, please?
I sense a storm.
That's the way we do in the story.
Celestial dragon.
Got Biter Illuminated Storm. Or ultimate. Ow.
Awaken dormant scales. Delve hidden moon. World cleansing dragon.
Gone.
Cloudbearing dragon. Rise.
That one's still around for some reason. Ow! He did to Daniel.
Never heard of it.
Heal.
Commencing research. Time for something savory.
Don't worry about me.
To travel far away. For a tough case like yours, we're gonna try them all!
Don't worry about me.
That's better. So, this place is practically a ruins. What happened? There shouldn't be this many monsters here.
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and thought it might be of interest to you.
So, let's scroll. That's Goris, the scholar who fused himself with the core flame of reason.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it.
Einon said Anaxa might be opposed to the flame chase journey.
Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in a place as liberal as the Grove. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Cersei's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways.
Itaba scroll my way here too. Looks like they may be related to the one you're holding.
Oh, let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other.
You don't know about the Grove. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Go ahead.
Okay, who are the Veneralists? Whoever those
The
are.
Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, the first scholar, each is unique in its own way. Among them, the Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most.
Sorry.
As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance.
Very illustrative explanation. Thank you. Was it a mistake to build a skyship?
Everyone in Amphorius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini treaty cannon could slip past their watch.
That was a joke, right? What is Anaxa's field of study?
These forests primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If you must say that he's hiding something, then it's likely what lies beneath his eye patch.
I don't have any more
Anaxa
questions.
often says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth. Perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the skyship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the Earth that it provoked the wrath of the Sky Titan and brought divine punishment upon itself. It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident. So much so that even this scroll is completely new to me.
Don't worry about it. We'll collect everything we can find on the Titans for now. Nothing else that caught my attention, though. It states that Nax is conducting secret experiments of some sort.
That's
Oh
what
boy.
I'd like to know. What are these experiments he's involved in? Even I, the assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about them. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more
Let's go to the
to what
library.
happened at the Grove?
Go into the library.
This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they saw. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly then hidden here.
That doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits.
Oh, if you don't mind, did the Grove ever rob Castrum Krenos?
You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the Biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akama for reading after that.
Wait, this place isn't safe. We should leave it as soon as we're done. Kill several more squirrels soon over the place. I'll gather them while you pull up those texts. This way nothing be overlooked. Access materials. Alright. Back here, the main research hall. Topic. Present tenacity. Hopefully it helped him survive the black tide. These are complaint letters from the scholars about Anaxagoras, the blasphemer. 6 stack of letters. Haste and dust accumulated in perfectly intact seals. The queen did not even bother opening them. It just tucked them aside in the corner. This is about Naxa. You read this. Hyacinth, you should come look at too.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa. Are these all complaints about him? I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that.
Does Naxa hold that much influence?
Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be?
Thanks for the
Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn.
uncanny impersonation. What happened
They
after?
marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the Grove. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since
Boy,
the
and their
Titans
impression.
created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
Am I supposed to put myself in Naxa's shoes and answer that? No, thank you. Based on the history of flame chasing, humans have the potential to take over divinity at times.
Naxa said the same thing then. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it?
That's a serious allegation. Do you really do that?
Naxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. If he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods? It was only after a brief silence that he answered, I have never denied that Titans are meant to be noble constructs.
Wait, didn't you say that the Titans are not noble? Rings louder.
Yes. I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved, but what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the Grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the Grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones.
Even the Grove's meticulous approach to archiving could there really be such oversight right under their noses?
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the Grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while.
Those trees are like a maze. Into the Naxa's labs.
This will strengthen our position.
This is the place, but where is everything? Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab. They're all gone. Did the Black Tide destroy it all?
No wonder we have seen defense mechanisms along the way. Have you ever been?
No.
Sorry.
Not even close.
Hiccups.
Not only are alchemy experiments
Time to
high
catch
risk
hiccups.
activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking bright as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
Well, it's the bookshelf. Document. It's a glorious.
What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Alchema and... me?
This journal contains several intriguing points. Ancient times. The abyss of fate to Castrum Coreno. The time creation during my time in Amphorius. Life forms created by the Circes could also be found in the grove. Using them with human souls through alchemical means, you can begin to imagine. Crisis errors. NASA seems to hold special interest in the divinity course into the Crisis Errors veins. That's a thorough investigation to the hero's backgrounds.
It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins. Plus, considering that the new sporists have crafted omnipotent medicines capable of curing diseases, it also makes sense that he would conduct research on immortal Chrysos heirs. But now, it seems Anax's objective was never to create medicine, but to identify the origin of the golden blood and figure out its inner workings.
Anax's research. Through alchemy, Anaxa aims to refine the golden blood in the Crisis Era to a degree of purify equal to divinity. This must be what he means by closer to true purity, but both time creations and the human body as materials to be used in alchemy. That's rather extreme.
Danny, look at this.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Boy.
My biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
You mean he's trying to reconstruct human souls alchemically? Sorry.
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy.
Word.
Oh, I just thought of something.
What's wrong?
Do you remember? When the Black Tide was approaching, the Grove had planned to send Circe's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process?
The Circes took over his body and resurrected him, led to the situation we're in now.
That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident?
What do you mean?
Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the black tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done?
Put my theories to the test no matter the cost.
Exactly. When the black tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame.
He succeeded.
No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Circes would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing.
You have taken them for other purposes?
Like, what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No.
Oh boy.
No way.
To conceive an entity of perfection, one must first understand the principle's creation. Acids and alchemy. Then that means.
After Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the Holy City is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
And they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us.
Excuse me.
The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Find out what we are. Become...
Child of humanity.
We're back in the
You
NASA.
didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions.
So,
If I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No, they call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. As I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to fight.
Oh?
Sorry.
The power that rivals the Titans is what you crave. Why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must... How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculation.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No. I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here. His life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course.
Yes.
I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is, as I've mentioned earlier, the answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember, because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the grove.
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea who she is. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are not from humans, because they all evolved from one. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I knew you, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually,
You can revive?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can God. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, isn't it?
I have news from Hyacinth and Dan Heng. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine body.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act?
Be right back.
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kynus is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
Be waiting here for your good news.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders. How dare they trample over it?
It's been a while.
But we never meant.
That's fine. I recognize you. The young lord has nothing but good words about your courage.
It has indeed been some time, Lord Crateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh. Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night?
Be hard not to notice thunderclaps in broad daylight. No, I'm a heavy sleeper.
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos Arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the council.
Yeah, there's stage.
Looks like you...
We should get back.
Okay, so I think I'll end the stream here. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah. Bye. Oh.